Hi guys! So earlier I had mentioned that I would show you a really quick full face with minimal items that can be done relatively quickly. So I've already washed, moisturized, primed, everything ready to go. So this is, I'm going to show you how, when you are short on time and when you only really have a few things at your disposal, how you can still create a really effortless look. Now I want to let you know that it's not going to be something that's going to be full glam, crazy, full on. It's really going to be simple, but it's just going to really highlight your features, and you still get to step out of the door looking really fresh-faced and gorgeous. So here goes. So the first thing we're going to do is put on our foundation. Alright, so I've got my brush here and my foundation, and I'm just going to dot just about 5 dots on my brush, and then I'm going to just dot all over my face like this, just little dabs, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend. As you can see, I'm doing a circular motion. It just really helps to blend everything in. Don't forget your ears and your neck, because you want it all to blend in. You do not want to appear like you just have a mask on. Make sure that you get in all of your areas, like under your nose and everything, and under your eyes. All right. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to check to see that I have everything that I've done. Alright. Okay, so you can see already, just by putting on the foundation, you're already almost there. Now, what I'm going to do is, like me this morning, I didn't have my concealer with me, so I had to go for the next best thing. I don't know about you guys, but I typically keep 2 foundations for 2 times of the year. One for winter, one for summer. My winter one is always lighter because I'm not tanning, and then of course my one for summer. So what I did was instead of using a concealer, I actually still had some of my lighter foundation left over, so I just dabbed that. Now, it's a quick fix, but it's, again, just in case you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have concealer, what can I use? You can use this. So I've got a lighter shade here, and I'm just going to dab under my eyes, right here. And I'm also going to do just a triangle on my forehead, and then down the nose right here, and my chin. And we're going to blend all of that in. I'm sort of do a bit more on the forehead and the eye area, and we're going to blend that again. Now, something else that I want to mention while I'm doing this is sometimes not a lot of people have a lot of brushes. They may only use a few brushes. They may not even be sure what each brush they have does. So what I was going to say was, if you, again, you're at a pinch like me, unique situation, which is really what the scenario is, don't be afraid to use the same brush that you did the foundation with and blend your concealer as well. I'm just going to put a little on the eyelids to get them primed as well. And don't be afraid of using your fingertips. I mean, obviously it's not always an ideal thing to do, but again, if you're in a pinch, you have limited resources, you got to do what you got to do. All right, so then that's the concealer done. Now what we're going to do is is set this, and then we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to show you how to do a contour and a highlight, and then we'll move on to the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this really quickly. And I just have some simple mineral powder, nothing too crazy. All right, and let's do this. All right, and blend again. Notice how I'm using the same brush again. This is really like survival mode makeup that we're doing. I'm actually going to do another tutorial soon about different brushes and what you use for each thing. That's going to be coming up soon. So let's go ahead and finish this powder. And if you notice, what I'm doing is I dot it on my face first, and then I move around in that circular pattern again. It just, for me, it just really helps set the face, and it really helps give just nice, good, even coverage for me. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're going to move to contour. Now, normally on a normal day, I would have my contour palette with me. However, this day I didn't, so I had to improvise. I still wanted a contour. So what I'm going to suggest is to use an eyeshadow. Now hear me out. I have an eyeshadow palette here. Now this is actually Poppy Picnic by Tarte. Tarte honestly is one of the best makeup lines that I have ever used. They are, you know, really, they like to be all natural, no parabens, nothing artificial. They have Amazonian clay in their makeup line. They really, really are amazing. And their shadows are incredibly pigmented, creamy. They go on fantastic. And I think that's part of what gives them awesome versatility. So typically you choose your appropriate shade. I'm choosing this one, this brown one right here. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to contour with it. I have just a wide brush here. I'm going to go in from my, just from my here down. I don't go all the way down to the lip here. I stop about halfway. Just a line, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side the same way. See that? Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just dab up here. And don't worry if this looks crazy right now. We're going to blend it. It won't look crazy, I promise. Then what I'm going to do is a really fine line to narrow out my nose. So I just go here on the side, and then on the other side, and then just under, right there. Alright, and then I'm going to do a V right here on the chin. Just make sure it's even on both sides. And then this part is really where you're going to chisel that jawline. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, again, you're going to take a line and you're going to run it all the way around, okay? Now, I have a different brush this time. So this one just buffs a bit better, so I'm going to go ahead and blend everything now. Right. And then I'm just going to go ahead and buff it out just here. Because I always do a blend and then I go ahead and buff. Just to smooth out the lines because you don't want them to look harsh.
Oh.
All right. All right, so that is us contoured, okay? Now, what we're gonna do next is the blush. Again, I'm working from the same palette for everything. Again, so we're in survival mode. So this one also came with a blush. So I'm going to go and dip into this. It's this beautiful pink and it's got flecks of gold in it. It's beautiful. And I have a couple of these brushes, by the way. They're the same ones. These are actually the e.l.f., the eyes, lips, face line. This is the complexion brush. I love their brushes. They are so easily affordable, and they're just they apply makeup amazingly well. So hey, if you're on a budget, so you know it's a really good thing to have. And I have a few of these, and I just use them for different things. So this is the blush one. And what I'm going to do is just take a bit more of the blush and just highlight my forehead and down. Alright. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows, and then we'll get to our eyes. Okay, stay put. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Alright, so eyebrows are done. Woohoo. So they're all put on. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. So again, limited resources. We have this palette, and I luckily had some shimmer on hand as well. All right, I love shimmery eyeshadows. Some people just like matte. That's perfectly fine. I actually like a bit of sparkle. So the first thing we're going to do is just put a base color on the entire lid. And then, again, we're short on time. This is like bare minimum that we're going to do today. Just have to get my brush. All right, so we're just going to use, as you can tell, I love this palette. So we're just going to go ahead and use the cream shade. And I'm just going to put that, can you see? Just take it all the way up to the brows. I'm also going to go ahead and put it right here in the corners and just cover the entire eye, the entire lid, take it all the way up to the brow bone. And again, this is just a light shade. It's really just to prime the eye and just set off that brow bone as well. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sparkle. If you want something that's just, again, has a little bit of shimmer, not too crazy. This is actually Bare Minerals. They're another one of my favorites. This is Bahamas. And oh my gosh, it's like Vegas in a little tub. Look at that. It's like, oh my gosh, the light doesn't even do it justice. It's so sparkly. Maybe if I put some on the brush. And maybe you can see sparkle, sparkle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this all over as well. Now you're like, oh my gosh, that's overkill. But seriously, it can go on really sheer. With these types of eyeshadows, you can build. So it can actually go on really sheer. And it just adds a little bit more definition to your eyes. Nothing too crazy. One thing that you can do is you can cover from the lid all the way up to the brow bone first, And then the second one, just do the lid and just fan it out, and then just really highlight those corners in there. Let me go ahead and do the other eye. Alright, and then the next thing we'll do is we're going to highlight, and then we will do some quick mascara, and then we'll do lips. Fun stuff. I hope you're hanging with me so far. I hope you're thinking, okay, this is doable. Of course, you don't have to do a shimmery shade. You can do whatever shade you want, but if you wanted something that would be impactful but not too crazy, and something that you can just quickly do that will still help you look polished, then no, a light shade is a good way to go. Now, this is what I'm going to show you. Normally I have my highlighters that I highlight with. Sorry about that. We have highlighters that we highlight with. And let's say, again, we're in survival mode. You don't have a highlighter. So what I actually do is I take the same eyeshadow and I dip with my brush. Just put off the excess. And I highlight my cheeks using the eyeshadow. This is the same one that I put on my eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is my cheeks. Take it up to the hairline right here. Alright, and then I'm going to do the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and just highlight just the length of my nose right here. Really light, nothing crazy. And then of course your Cupid's bow. It's like, oh my gosh, you have to do that. When you do your Cupid's bow, you highlight it and then you put your lipstick on. It makes your lips just go, whoa, it's amazing. Alright. A little bit on the chin, just in the middle. I'm going to bring it down to the ears and a little bit on my forehead, just a tiny, tiny bit. Oh, highlighted to the max. So there you have it. So now you have your base. You have your eyes done. Now next is mascara. I did luckily have my emergency mascara here. I usually have more than one. The one that I'm going to use today, honestly, I have completely fallen in love with. It is Clinique. If you can see that there, it's probably backwards for you, but it's the Chubby Lash. This one is in Jumbo Jet, so it's really, really black, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the mascara on. So just excuse me again while I just look here. And I can show you the type of just one coat. This is the type of coverage you get. It doesn't clump, it separates well. I get compliments on it all the time. And it's just amazing. Again, thank you for sticking with me. We are almost done. Okay, so can you see? That's one coat. It's beautiful. It's really, really pretty. I'm just going to put one more on this side. Alright, beautiful. And then we're just going to do the other side. Alright. See? Pretty, pretty. I just got one more coat to do. So one eye doesn't look bigger than the other. And this is really cool too, their brush. Look at this. The brush it's not a traditional bristle brush at all. It's actually really, really awesome. I know sometimes some of the more traditional bristle brushes, I mean, they've come leaps and bounds from, you know, when I was a little girl using them. Excuse me. But sometimes those traditional ones, they get all soft and mushy after a while from sitting in the mascara. This one has not. These newer ones seem to be much better. Alright, there we have it. There's our mascara. So, honestly, so far, all we've used is foundation. Two foundations, in fact. Your, excuse me, your darker shade and then your lighter shade acting as the concealer. We've set it with the powder. And you've actually used your makeup palette as your eyeshadows along with your little shimmer. And you've used this for your contour, and you've used your blush, and then you use the shimmer again for your highlight. The last thing we're going to do is the lips. Now, this is something else that I got complimented on today, and this one is absolutely stunning. And just please know, I don't sell any of these. I'm not making money off any of these. These are honestly just some of my favorites that I love to use. Oh, if you have questions about the foundation, this is another one that I'm absolutely in love with. It's Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This particular shade is 117, and this is just, I've got a full-size version. This was just a little one that I had that I keep at home for emergencies like today. So that is the foundation that we use. The lipstick that we're going to do is, again, something very soft, very fresh. It's not too Hollywood. This one is actually by... It's Marc Jacobs, and that's probably upside down. There we go. That's Marc Jacobs. This particular one is called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and it is beautiful. This is the color right here. Now it looks more like a maybe a, I don't know, sort of like an off reddish pink, but it actually goes on like a really soft pink. So let's go ahead and do it, and then I can show you what it looks like. And actually what I did was I put some on, and then I blended it with my finger, because the look that I was going for this morning was more of a, just more like a stain, not necessarily a full lip. So what you can do is just put a little bit on the bottom, you know, press your lips together so some moves to the top, and just take your little finger and just work it around, and then maybe after you're done, just add a little bit more. And if you see, it's not necessarily this crazy full-on lip. It's more like a stain. And then you can either whip your hair up in a ponytail, put your headband on, and that's it, and you're ready to go. So here we are. Looks pretty good, huh? So let's see again. We used 1, 2 is the shimmer, 3, 4. All right, and you have your palette, which has great versatility, 4, and then this, 5. 5 items. That's it. No great big production, a full table of stuff. 5 things that you may even have that you may not have, like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to use all of this stuff. I'm telling you, if you are in a pinch, this is the exact same look that I made this morning. I got so many compliments off people from going to my doctor's office this morning, going to my in-laws. Of course, my mom, she's probably a bit biased, but honestly, I got so many compliments on my look today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did this in like no time at all. So here you go. Here's your fresh face look, and I hope you guys have fun. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you learned some stuff and everything. If you have questions about any of these, again, I don't make money off these. These are just my loves. I love them. I just love to keep them around. These are my favorites. I'd be more than happy to direct you to where you could purchase. All right, and of course, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more videos, lots more tutorials, how-tos. We're going to do a brush tutorial soon. So stick around. Again, this is Sapphira with, you know, Cafe and Mascara, and also I encourage all of you, dare to be you and dare to be unique. Kisses. Bye, guys. Thank you.